Hi guys, Weston Lunsford here with Dental Intel. I'm super excited about this announcement. We've been listening to each of you and hearing what your needs are in order to improve the team performance, profitability of the practice, and most importantly, your patient care. And we think that we've built exactly what most of you have been asking us to do in order to create the biggest impact of your day when you start each morning, called the Morning Huddle. We've asked 500 of our top performing practices, what is it that you do in your practice to see so much success? And always within the top 3 things, the Morning Huddle was always mentioned. So then we asked them, well, what do you do in your morning huddle? And every single time they gave us a detailed list of exactly what they covered in their morning huddle. We've summarized all of this and we've automated it. So not only can these successful practices streamline your processes, but all of you can have this at your fingertips to make such an impactful start to your day. We can probably all agree that when we talk about a morning huddle, we want to talk about our patients that are coming in today, but there's so much more that's important to cover. And I realize that you only have 5 to 10 minutes to get through this, and so we wanted to make it as efficient and as impactful as possible. And this is our early Christmas gift to you. This is going to be available when you log in tomorrow. And what I'm going to do now is just go through a demo of what this morning huddle looks like so you know how to use it. And again, if you have any questions or need any assistance or help in getting this set up in your practice, please don't ever hesitate to reach out to one of our support members.
Let's look together at what some of the most successful practices are looking at every morning in their team huddle, which again is available for you to use every morning in your huddles. Guys, it just can't get any easier than this. First, when we click on Start Huddle, you're going to see a snapshot of yesterday. At the top, these 4 metrics, you can quickly see how the practice performed in relationship to yesterday's goals. Make sure you celebrate when you hit or exceed a goal. After you look at this, move down to the dentist. See how they're performing or how they did yesterday. Again, always look for celebrations, and then after celebrating, identify areas you might be able to improve on today. This practice exceeded their goal by $500 in production. They also are up $4,800 from week to date from their previous week. Some pretty cool things. They also had some same-day production. That's 3 celebrations, guys. After we identify some celebration, what's an area that you think we might be able to improve on? While they did a phenomenal job diagnosing treatment, $46,000 was presented. Only $16,000 of that was scheduled to get done, 35%. They're a little bit below their goal of 65%. So here we have an opportunity to talk to the team about what we might be able to do to help our patients feel more comfortable in saying yes. Maybe we need to evaluate our processes for handing treatment off to either the assistants or to the treatment coordinators. Whatever it is, now you have something that you can talk about and focus on to improve the performance. Once you're done talking about the dentist, let's move on to the hygienist. As we can see, again, we want to follow these same steps. Remember to follow that same 4-step outline that I identified earlier before. Look at the facts, find some meaning, relationship to goals. Once you find the meaning, talk about your feelings, meaning things that we can celebrate, things that we're excited about, and things that we might be able to improve on. After we do that, now we know what we need to improve on, create a plan, and go execute. Look at this. I'm just going to celebrate hygiene. 93% reappointment. Are you kidding me? 30 patients came in this practice for hygiene today. 28 of them left with a future hygiene appointment. Where are you at today? After we get done looking at the dentist and the hygienist, I would like you to consider this next section one of the greatest keys to a successful practice. Look at how your front desk did on getting unscheduled patients back into the practice. Make sure yesterday's patients left with a future appointment. How many didn't? This practice had 5 leave without a future appointment. And after you're done with that, look at the unscheduled patient's opportunity. How many are out there waiting to be put back onto the schedule? And what is that worth? Obviously, it's worth something to the practice. These appointments, and again, this is an appointment value, is worth that one appointment to the practice. But what's it worth to the patient about getting them healthier and keeping them healthy? Now, until you picked up a phone call and tried rescheduling unscheduled patients, don't ever underestimate the amount of effort that goes into getting one patient rescheduled. So when you see your team is improving here and getting patients back on the schedule, I sure hope you're giving out a lot of free high fives. When they use Dental Intel's patient follow-ups and even reschedule 1 patient a day for 4 to 5 days a week, this will be an average return of about $12,000 a month for a practice. and that's recapturing only 1 patient a day. Some of our top performing practices are recapturing 5 to 10 unscheduled patients a day. What's the goal in your practice, and how many are you recapturing? After we get done reviewing yesterday and some of those performance metrics, let's go ahead and move on to today. Now, of course, when we talk about today, we want to talk about the patients that are coming in. But before we get into it, let's look at where we're at. So here we can see where the dentists are scheduled in relationship to their goal. We can also see out of the patients that are scheduled to see those dentists, what amount of unscheduled treatment is sitting in their treatment planner. We've got quite a bit here in this practice for these 16 patients. Have you ever heard the saying, those who know where they are in relationship to where they want to be have a much better chance in reaching that destination than those who don't? When you know where your goal's at, and when you know where you're scheduled and the gap between that, now you can draw some lines on how you're going to get there. This practice is over their goal, which is awesome. That means the only way they're not going to reach it is if their schedule falls apart. But hopefully the front desk team fulfilled their responsibilities in confirming all those patients. Now, as we look at this, if you're a multi-associate practice, you're going to see these numbers broken down right here by associate. But let's go ahead and click on one of them and take a look at these patients. This first doctor is not really scheduled to come in. I actually don't see any scheduled hours, but she has 2 patients coming in here. She also has no new patients, or we'd see that down here signified, and we'd see a number in here. There's no scheduled production, so these are some free services that are being done, and there was no goal set for today. But the patients that are coming in, one of them, as we see, has unscheduled treatment of $5,000. Want to know what that is? Click on it and look at this. Once we know what it is, here it is. It looks like some soft tissue grafts. Once we know what it is, we can make sure that we're talking to the patient about getting that treatment scheduled so that we can get that patient healthy and get that production in practice. We can also see the doctor's open time here, 2 hours and 10 minutes between this patient and this patient. After you're done reviewing that associate, go ahead and advance to the next associate. This doctor is fully loaded. A couple things I want you to note that's sitting here on this patient's schedule. Not only do we have the start time and end time of the patient, and we see the procedures that they're doing. And if you don't know what the procedure codes are, like me, go ahead and click on it. You can see a quick definition of what you're going to be doing. But know that you can click on that patient too and see the full patient profile card. Want to see family members? Want to see some quick stats or some notes and activity? Just go ahead and move through this. You'll see your office journal notes and latest note to the top. As we learn more about the patients that are coming in, we can better position your treatment to help them get healthier and help position your communication with them to help them feel comfortable about scheduling to get healthier. All of these are interactive. If they have unscheduled family members, it's not going to be a green check mark, rather it's going to be a 1. You can quickly see who these unscheduled family members are so that you can talk to the patient about that family member. Are they scheduled for a future hygiene appointment? How often do our patients come in and they schedule for the restorative treatment, but then we let them slip through the cracks because the doctor didn't think about seeing if they're rescheduled for that next appointment in the future for their cleaning? Eventually that patient falls through the cracks and we don't see him for over 18 months. Then we lose the patient. So let's make sure that we're looking at the patients that aren't rescheduled for future hygiene. This practice, or this doctor, out of the 14 patients he has coming in, only 1 falls into that category. But I'd be sure to make sure we're talking to that patient about getting them scheduled in their hygiene care. After you're done looking at the dentist, let's go ahead and close out of here and move on to our hygienist today by advancing with the next button. Here we have a practice that has 3 hygienists scheduled for today. I can see the total hours they're scheduled for is 19 and a half, and they're seeing 20 patients, pretty much an average of 1 to 1. We can also see this by each associate. I can also see which hygienists have new patients. That's pretty insightful information just at a glance. I can see which hygienist is below their goal on the schedule for today and which hygienist is above their goal on the schedule for today. Now, if we're below the goal, especially like this hygienist, only a minimal amount, and they're seeing 6 patients, what are some things that we might be able to present and offer the patients the same day to not only help this hygienist reach her goal, but to also make sure that we can get the patient healthier? It might be some preventative care, maybe some sealants and fluorides. Whatever it is, these are opportunities to look at where you're at in relationship to where you want to be so that we have a better chance in reaching there. One important thing to note is the unscheduled treatment that these hygienists are seeing in their patients. This hygienist has $12,000 worth of unscheduled treatment out of the 9 patients that are coming in. Same concept, click on the hygienist, and now we can see that hygienist schedule. We can see their unscheduled treatment for the patients. Only 2 patients in here with unscheduled treatment. So let's take a look at it, talk together as a team about what we might be able to do. Notice here, one of the things that stands out to me is this patient's a new patient. So click on the patient, learn everything you can about this patient, and be grateful for the new patients that are coming into practice. Another thing that you want to take note of, hygienist, is what unscheduled family members of your patients are sitting there. This patient has 3 unscheduled family members. Click on this, review who those patients are, so when the patient comes in, you can have a healthy conversation about her family members or his family members, and make sure we talk about getting them on the schedule. And last, you can see if there's any AR balance here. This hygienist has no balances with their patients coming in. As I continue to scroll through, I can follow the same process, looking for areas of opportunity for today with each hygienist. Once we're done reviewing our schedules for today, an opportunity to help us reach our goal, we can go in advance, and we're going to take you to an exclusive Dental Intel motivational, uplifting clip or video or comment, where every day we're going to be loading something new here that we hope will be a lot of fun here. I can see that this is a video rescheduling our patients. These will always be less than 30 seconds, but the video will be applicable to what you're doing in your practice. It looks like this is a video or a clip from Gladiator. Let's go ahead and watch it and see how it relates.
What we doing live? Echoes in eternity.
Oh, what an awesome statement. One of my favorites. What we do in life echoes in eternity. And if you notice, and actually it says it right here, what we reschedule today echoes in 6, 12, and 18 months. How true that is. Make sure we leave today focusing on rescheduling every single patient. That way, we'll keep the patients healthy and the practice healthy. Guys, this is so much fun. We love the feedback from you. We love making these changes and giving you exactly what you're looking for to make your jobs easier so that you can improve team performance, practice profitability, and most importantly, patient care.